guys laughed really, really hard just then and there. I know I did. I'm up here, and I have a studio in my organization. They have a studio, a fitness studio. And yesterday, one of the girls said, "Hey, you should come take a fitness class." I'm like, it's a bunch of, hocus pocus. It's not going to be too hard. I was dying. I was crying. I was crawling. I was like, "Oh, Jesus, please end this thing." And finally it finished. And he just made me realize how sore my abs are once again. So give Mr. Mark Harris a round of applause. I'd really like to thank you guys, first off, for coming out tonight because, as you can see, it's survival of the fittest right now, right? Every business has its cycle, and we know that people are going to come into this business, and a lot of people are going to have a dream, but it takes the strongest ones to actually stick around, right? You got to be in the top 1%. The top 1% to stick it through. And one thing that I believe it was Stephen Covey and many other people say it, but you got to begin with the end in mind, right? What's going to make you come out here on these nights like this when it's all slushy outside and you could have every reason in the world to stay home? When Mr. Wade Wynn comes back, you guys are going to be the ones filling this room because you guys are pushing through right now, right? There are even times in everybody's business, even in Houston, sometimes it'll be fluctuating. But guess what? Always picks right back up. Always picks right back up. Mr. Jim Rohn said, "You want to be like the ant," right? How many of you guys have ever seen a pile or a row of ants and they're going after their food, right? Everybody's seen it, right? Now, if there's ever been an object in that ant's way, what does the ant do? Right? If you put something in the way of the row of the ants, what does the ant do? It goes around it, goes over it, goes under it, goes and does whatever it takes, right? The ant doesn't go, "Oh, there's this cord in the way." No, the ants do whatever it takes. And this is from Mr. Jim Rohn. He says, anytime you ever see an ant, they're always saying, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, get the food, bring it back, winter's coming." It's the middle of summer, but the ants are still running. Why? Because they think winter in the summer, right? Now, things are very hot in Minnesota right now. There are yearly fluctuations, and then there are weekly fluctuations. This may be a weekly fluctuation. I guarantee you what we're about to do here tonight is going to have this room absolutely jam-packed on Thursday and jam-packed on Tuesday, right? What do I mean by weekly and yearly fluctuations? Sometimes the months of January through June, your business is at an all-time climb. Constantly, every single month, your business increases because that's just the way the numbers work, right? And then at the back half of the year, it's more work. Some people get lazy, right? But the ones who stick through are the ones who always stay in and win. I was on a conference call with Mr. Bernstein last night, and what he said was, quitters never win, and winners never quit, right? So with the end in mind, you have basically pictured exactly the result you're pushing for, and you know that when you go out there and you go sample coffee, right? You go talk to people. You go out there and do it, whether you feel like it or not, you tell yourself, "Oh, I love prospecting people. I'm going out there today, and I'm going and doing it," right? And the next thing the ant does that's very important is they think winter during summer, but they also think summer during winter. Begin with the end in mind. They say, it's not going to be like this for long, right? Very soon, it's going to be hot, right? Because guess what's going to happen after Project 50,000? Things are going to go crazy. Things are going to go absolutely crazy. I've been up here for a week now, and just in the past couple of days, I've been able to sponsor 2 people, not from Minnesota, people that were in the pipeline, and it's just the compound effect kicking in, right? People that have been watching and watching and watching and watching and watching and saying, "Is he really making that money? I don't know." Just keep watching and watching and watching and watching, and finally, they get sick and tired of sitting around, right? And they stand up and they want to do something about their life. I was on the way here, and I got a text from somebody who, you know, there's people on Facebook who say, oh, organo gold, you know, that's a pyramid, never get inorgano gold, right? All right, well, this person actually sent me a text, and, you know, when I sat down with this person, you know, several months ago, I was never like, you know, I was very gracious to them, because that's the way God is with us. He's gracious with us, so we need to be gracious with people, right? We'll make more friends by forgiveness. So when we sat down, you know, he was asking for advice on his own business, another business, and I gave him, you know, advice on that, but at the same time, I said, you know, if you want something that will give you the personal development that you need to build a business, I recommend coming out and meeting some of our leaders. Not joining or anything like that, you know, just meeting his needs. And I was baiting the hook with what he needed, right? He came out, he got fired up, he saw Miss Angela Wynn's Fisker Caramel. We all ate at a nice restaurant downtown. He was ready to go. But then the birds got him. Somebody said, you're going to do that? You're going to do that coffee business? Guess not. I'm not going to do it. I said, well, your time will come. So as I'm driving, I get a text from this guy. He says, hey, how's it going, Mr. Rakowski? And I'm like, and we went to high school together, but thank you for that. Right? And I said, I'm going well, how are you? And then he said, hey, we really need to chat. And I said, okay, well, you know, what do we need to chat about? He said, I think I'm ready for OG. I said, woo! That's what I'm talking about. Because the persistence will pay, and the persistence will win, guys. That's really what I want to put across to you guys. I'll get into some training in a second, but really, you just need to have the mentality that I'm not leaving. It doesn't matter. Jose Ardone talked to people for 18 months and didn't sign anybody up. Look at him now. He makes $700,000 a month. He makes like $400,000 a month on a bad month. Oh my gosh, that's like $13,000 a day. Woo. Yeah, he doesn't even have to live in Houston anymore. He can go to, you know, Hawaii and just live. Never has to do anything again, right? I was prospecting the mall today, and that's one thing I really pride myself in. We all have strengths and weaknesses, right? I have my strengths as well as my weaknesses. And one of my strengths that I have control over and I really pride myself in is just getting over it and doing it. Eating the frog, doing whatever it takes. Doesn't matter. I don't care about the results. Eat the frog, right? That's the worst thing you got to do, because everything after that is easy, right? You got to eat the frog, right? So what I did, as I came here, I made the decision that, you know, it doesn't matter that I'm in a new market. It doesn't matter if I've never been in here before. I'm going to go out to the mall and talk to 10 people a day. It's a standard. And a couple of days I've even talked to 20, right? If time permitted and you know, it was available, I went and talked to 20 people, which it's always available, right? Sometimes you talk to 10, sometimes you talk to 20, right? But that's something that I really pride myself in, is just going out there and absolutely doing the work. And as I was explaining, you know, giving somebody a brief little overview of this business at the store today, I said, you know, you work in retail and merchandise, and that's great, right? You sell some clothes one time, and you make that sale one time. You may be working in a sunglass hut. You might be selling sunglasses, right? But when you sell that, you know your customer might come back a year from now. You make this coffee sale one time. You get your coffee customer one time, and they fall in love with your coffee, which you know they're going to. If they have a brief explanation of the health benefits, they know that something is going to happen. They have to be somewhat aware for them to actually notice, right? They know it's less expensive, and they know the taste is amazing, and it's not hard to make. They're going to be your customer, and guess what? A year from now, still going to be making money. 10 years from now, still going to be making money, right? That's why Mr. Jose Ardone is making so much money, because he just talked to so many people that it didn't even matter, right? Some days I'll go out there and get 10 out of 10 numbers. Some days I'll go out there and get, I don't know, 2 out of 10 numbers, right? Then I'll be like, nah, that ain't good enough. Then I got to go talk to 10 more and get 5 out of 10, right? We're all going to have the days where we feel great. We're all going to have the days where we don't feel great. But what matters is you're here, you're showing up, you're doing it, you're showing up for your future, because this is all adding up. It's all part of the compound effect. One thing Mr. Bernstein trained on Super Saturday a couple weeks ago was you want to be participating in the slight edge. How many of you guys know what the slight edge is? Give us your definition of the slight edge. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of.
A slight edge is pretty much, you know, kind of like the compound effect. The more you do, the more